The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Hey, welcome back to the Creative Differences Podcast. I'm Dallas, and I'm sorry I missed the last episode, but I'm back, baby.
And I'm Colin, and this episode I might actually listen to see how much Demi has to cut out.
Oh. No, we're gonna be on our best behavior.
Yeah,
we always
exactly.
are. Fair. You're right. Speaking of, Demi's not here, and Gabby's not here because we decided there aren't enough podcasts out there from a strictly male perspective. You know, like we listened.
Well, it's like the thing is, there's all this emphasis on like diversity, and now where is the room for the men in these conversations?
Exactly. Like, we get it, women exist, but at the end of the day, you got to get back to the roots of podcasting. Just two guys giving their opinions, and yeah, that's it.
Oh God, Demi's gonna hate this.
But she knows we're joking, so it's fine. The problem is the people who won't know we're joking.
Yeah, good point.
And will either A, get mad, or B, won't know we're joking and won't get mad. Because those people are the ones we need to be worried about. The ones who are like, yeah, he's right. We do need more male podcasts. I don't think we're on that part of the internet, so shout out to us.
Hope not.
All right. Yes, welcome back to the Creative Differences Podcast, your one-stop shop for movie reviews, Throwback Thursdays, Fancast Fridays, and a number of other pop culture-related items. Today we're talking about Bullet Train and Prey. Two movies, a really fun one, and one that's not, like, fun isn't how I would categorize it, but it's really good, so we'll get to that too.
Okay.
Yeah. Before we get into that, though, please like, share, subscribe, comment, do all the things, because we've done almost 200 episodes of this podcast, and it'd be pretty dope to have an audience to show for it.
Right? Like, we are consistent.
We're so consistent. And yet,
like, I've seen plenty of, YouTube channels and podcasts that it's like they put out a few episodes and they disappear because they're like, all right, it's not catching on. We're not doing anything. Like, we keep going.
Yo, I have so many friends who have started and stopped podcasts since we started doing this.
Dang.
And I look at Spotify and I'm going to check out your podcast. Oh, it's gone. All right, cool. But nah, we've been in the trenches with this. And yeah, start listening, please. All right, first,
here's the thing.
What's up?
Start now and look at that. You've got almost 200 episodes to catch up on.
Exactly.
You have so much.
If you want to binge, you can binge forever. We have so much content.
And by the time you finish, we'll have put out more episodes because I know it's going to take you some time. Like,
you will never catch up. It's like a soap opera. All right, Bullet Train. Colin did not watch Bullet Train, correct?
This is correct.
All right, well, I'm going to hold it down for the team. It is directed by David Leitch, who directed John Wick, Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2, and Hobbs and Shaw. This man has never made a movie I don't like, and he never will. I don't know that, but, I think it's really good. Written by Zach Olkowitz, who wrote Fear Street Part 2, 1978 on Netflix.
Did you watch Fear Street? It felt like your kind of thing.
It did feel like my kind of thing. I did not watch it.
I see.
Yeah, man. I'm not good at keeping up with streaming movies unless I'm really excited for them.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of them.
There are too many movies.
This was the one where Netflix was on their shit like, we're going to have a new movie every week. Like,
yeah, it's like a trilogy. And then there's bam, bam, bam. And I thought, that sounds cool. I should watch it. And then I didn't.
Well, also just in general, I think this was when they were like, we're going to have a new movie for every week of 2022 or something. Like, and it's just like, can you calm it down a bit?
And then they were like, you're all fired. Oh, Netflix. Anyway, Bullet Train is based on Maria Beetle, published in the English as Bullet Train by Kotaro Isaka. It is a novel. I have not read it, but it sounds like it's fun.
Because given what the premise of the movie is, I'd wonder how that would play out in a book.
I kind of, if I was a person who reads, I would definitely want to find out. But, I don't be reading. There's too many movies to watch. I ain't time for that. The movie stars Brad Pitt, Joey King, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Brian Tyree Henry, Andrew Koji, Hiroyuki Sanada, Bad Bunny, Zazie Beetz, and a couple of other people who the movie makes reveals out of, so I won't say who they are because more and more people avoid trailers these days, and I respect that. But if you've seen the trailers, you know who I'm talking about. Fun fact, director David Leitch and Brad Pitt used to work together because Leitch was his stuntman in several movies. Yeah, Fight Club,
so cool.
Troy, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Ocean's 11. I saw a clip of an interview where Brad Pitt was saying, yeah, he used to do my stunts and now he's my boss.
Is this the guy who works with, what's his name? Like Chad Stahelski a lot?
Yes. So they both did John Wick together, but David Leitch wasn't credited on that one for some reason. I don't know. But now it's widely known that he was a co-director of it.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about, but
Had
yes,
David
that
Leitch
guy.
already been had he directed other stuff at that time?
I don't think so. I think he had just done
Hmm,
stunt coordination and stunt work.
interesting, because I could see it if, like, if he had already gotten a name as a director, but Chad
Mhm.
hadn't, I could see being like, "Cool, just put him as the director, like, he'll get the credit, I don't really care," but, weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people do the things they do. Anyway, Bullet Train. IMDb summary. It says 5 assassins aboard a fast-moving bullet train find out their missions have something in common. I like it. It's succinct. It's vague. It's quick, like a bullet train. I've had some fun times at the movies this year, and I think
Mhm.
this is the most fun I've had all year.
Ooh,
It's
really?
so
Because
much fun.
now, is that just based on the movie or based on, like, the audience too? Because, like, when we went to see Nope, right,
Mhm.
like, that was majorly enhanced by the audience, so it's like,
Yes. This was not the complete opposite, but it wasn't as full and the audience wasn't as entertaining. Nobody cheered for Nicole Kidman. There was no
what's the point?
right, like why are we here? I almost got up. Um the audience was receptive to the comedy and the action and stuff like that. We all cheered at a certain point. But
Mhm.
like that same Smile trailer came on
Oh.
and people weren't screaming or cowering around the
Oh, man,
popcorn or
because that was
anything.
a moment.
Right. So I told Kayla, I was like, hey, don't look because you're not built for that.
Yep.
But yeah, just the movie itself, like
Okay,
all on the movie, the most fun I've had all year. It's so much fun. I have 2 complaints, 2 small ones. One,
okay.
not enough Zazie beats.
Mm,
Yeah. I'd listed there like 20 niggas in this movie, so I get it.
yeah, it's one of
But
those.
she just, not enough of her. And also there's a scene they keep flashing back to that shows people violently vomiting.
Oh, you
And I
hate
hate
that.
that. Yeah, that's one of the things I hate seeing on screen.
They keep flashing back to it?
They keep flashing back to a couple of things, like as a narrative choice, because the
Mhm.
story is super convoluted. And I'll get
Okay,
back to that. But they help you keep up with it. When they
okay.
mention something, they kind of cut back, like, hey, this is the thing we're talking about.
Cool,
And
cool,
you
cool,
don't
cool.
get lost, which I appreciated.
Okay.
But yeah, one of those scenes is that because, they're
Oh, no.
assassins. One of them uses poison,
Okay.
and that's the result. And I guess 2.5 complaints, maybe 3, is that
Okay.
there's a white dude running a disproportionate amount of the Japanese underworld, which I don't really care for.
Oh, that's
But I like
okay.
the actor, and story wise, I don't think they did that poorly. It's just the fact that they did that, which is,
Right, yeah.
but White Death is a pretty dope nickname,
Actually, yeah, that's real
right?
good.
Yeah. But as I was saying, the story is pretty convoluted, but as tangled as things get, they do a really good job of wrapping up and tying up all the loose ends by the end of the movie.
Okay.
I was very impressed because it raised questions that I didn't expect to get answers to. Just like, oh, that's interesting.
Mhm.
But then when they brought back everything, they answered questions that I was like, oh, I didn't even think about getting an answer to that, like who that
Hmm,
guy was.
okay.
Shout out to them.
Cool.
Yeah. Pretty much everything is done in the most fun way possible. The character introductions are great. All the characters have code names. I love movies like that. The fight scenes are fantastic. The visuals are colorful and bright. Very David Leitch. Because you remember Atomic Blonde, a
Mhm,
lot of John
mhm.
Wick, stuff like that. There are bits of the movie that feel a little disjointed in terms of tone,
Okay.
only because there's a storyline involving Joey King and Andrew Koji's characters. And that storyline doesn't leave a lot of room for the humor and the
Mm,
irreverence because
okay.
it's pretty serious. But I didn't mind it because it made me care for the characters more.
Mhm.
It adds some depth to the movie because the movie itself, outside of that, is a fun, action packed romp, as the people say. It's funny the whole way through. It's action packed the whole way through, and I was enjoying myself. But this storyline actually has some depth to it. And I thought, ooh, that I wasn't expecting that, but I'm
Okay,
rocking with it.
okay.
Can't
I
really
like
say I
that.
wasn't expecting with it because it kind of starts with it,
Oh,
and I thought, oh, okay, we're doing that. And everybody's on a train, so all the characters have to interact with each other. So when
right.
these 2 characters interact with everyone else, we get more of the funny vibes back.
This kind of sounds like the author of the novel read Murder on the Orient Express and was like, "Yo, what if we just did this, but, like, on meth?"
I can see that. Yeah, Murders on the Orient Express. That's a good name for this.
Okay, so
Um,
you need to
so
write Wildin' Out on the Orient Express, or you
oh, I
can
love
rename the
that.
train, but, like,
I would definitely rename the train. I don't like that name,
yeah, that's not great.
especially going through Japan.
Ooh.
Yeah. Anyway, characters. Brad Pitt. I love this man. His character in this movie is such a goofball.
Hmm,
So he's a mercenary, as you know.
okay.
They typically all are mercenary, assassins, criminals,
Mhm, mhm.
that lot. But he's recently started going to therapy and getting his life right.
That's awesome.
So throughout the movie, you have Brad Pitt interacting with killers and criminals and telling them things like, if you put peace out into the world, you get peace back. And
That's awesome.
every conflict is an opportunity for growth.
Oh my
And just,
god.
it's so great because no one in this movie is on his level where it comes to that. He's still very good at what he does, despite him being a goofy,
Mhm.
just so goofy. He's good at what he does. He has self-proclaimed biblical bad luck, which is interesting because as the movie went on, it kind of reminded me of a friend I have who was very, 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 very outspoken about how he has bad luck, but would get
Mhm.
into situations and get out of them with what I can only call good luck. And Brad Pitt's
Well,
kind of similar.
see, that was an interesting thing because I feel like that friend, it wasn't so much luck that got him into the situations, it was his own decisions. I would argue luck got him out of it.
Fair. I think there's a bit of both because certain
Mm,
things that would just happen, like, man, that's crazy. I can't believe that happened. But it's just the
that's
bad luck's,
crazy.
yeah, the bad luck kind of like pushes you toward the edge, and then you make a decision that ends up yeeting you off of it. But yeah, the fact that Brad Pitt's character doesn't die 10 times in this movie is just, yeah, you're pretty lucky after all. Brian Tyree Henry and Aaron Taylor Johnson are the show stealers for me. Their dynamic is fantastic on their own, but when Brad Pitt mixes it up with them, it's even better. They're great. I need to see Aaron Taylor Johnson in more comedic stuff because he's really good. And we already knew Brian Tyree Henry's amazing.
Yeah.
David Leitch is a fight scene genius.
Mhm.
I think it really helps to have started as a stuntman
That
and
would
then
make
work your way
sense,
to
yeah.
stunt coordinating and then directing
Yeah,
because
because you know how bodies move and, like,
you know how
in a
bodies
way
move,
that
you know what you can do, you know how to not only choreograph a fight but perform it. So it's an extra
Mhm.
layer of knowledge there.
I it wouldn't surprise me if, like, in his directing, he does, like, perform some of the stuff, like, just to show people
Yeah.
what he's trying to do.
He probably just, yeet himself out a window, like, all right, Brad, this is how we're gonna do this. But yeah, the fights they kind of swing on a pendulum from impressive to hilarious.
Okay.
There's a lot of overlap. And I was thinking about how you aren't really into action movies
Mhm.
and fight scenes don't really do a lot for you, but I think
Mhm.
these ones would keep you engaged because they're funny. So the way they're
Okay.
fighting is impressive, but also they're keeping everyone engaged with the comedy as well. So either you like it because it's funny or you like it because, wow, that's a really dope fight move he just did, but it
Okay,
overlaps
yeah,
really well.
I could rock with that.
Yeah, in terms of like my favorite things about the movie, pretty much everything, but maybe the dialogue. It's
Okay.
just so many funny lines. The line when Brad Pitt goes up to Brian Tyree Henry and says, "You don't remember me?" And Brian's response is, "You look like every white homeless man I've ever seen."
Oh, that's
I
incredible.
died. But yeah, it's just I love this movie. It's so much fun. I need to watch it again. I don't know when, but I'm going to.
Next time you go, hit me up.
Oh, definitely. I want to watch this. I want you to watch this. I want everybody to watch this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Bullet Train. It's so much fun.
Well, I'm glad you had a great time.
Me too. I had so much fun. And then I came home and I watched
Mhm.
Prey.
Yeah, I watched
And
that this morning.
I regret the way I did that. And
Okay.
I will get into that after I give people their dues. All right. Prey is directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who directed 10 Cloverfield Lane and the playtest episode of Black Mirror, which is the episode I jokingly tell you to watch
That's
because
the
I
horror
know,
one?
yeah, it's the one with the horror game that the guy goes into.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I know it's probably one of the least palatable Black Mirror episodes. And that's why I
Ooh.
jokingly tell people to watch it. So I saw he did this. I was like, ooh, interesting. The movie is written by Patrick Eisen, who wrote for shows including Jack Ryan, Kingdom, and Wayward Pines. I think this might be Patrick's like feature debut in terms of screenwriting.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's dope. I think both of these movies were written by people who haven't written a lot of movies, so that's pretty cool.
Hmm.
They're getting their start in a good way. The movie stars Amber Midthunder, Dakota Beavers, Michelle Thrush, Stormy Kipp, Julian Black Antelope, which great name, and Dane DeLiegro as the Predator. Yeah, the Predator. And
Yep.
IMDb summary states the origin story of the Predator in the world of the Comanche Nation 300 years ago. Naru, a skilled female warrior, fights to protect her tribe against one of the first highly evolved predators to land on Earth. So
I feel
yeah,
like that's not the origin of the Predator. The Predator's been around, just hasn't been here yet, but, whatever.
yeah, I think this is like the origin story of it on
Being on
Earth.
Earth.
I don't,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not really an
Except
origin
it
story.
also says one of the first, so is it the first? Is it not the first?
I think they
Like,
come down in like gangs usually,
I don't know.
so it might not have been the first one. But yeah,
Maybe.
To Catch a Predator, Comanche Edition. So let me tell you why I regret the way I watched this movie.
Okay.
So we got home from Bullet Train. We were riding the
Mhm.
high. We were like, "Yeah, Bullet Train, it's great. I love it. I'm gonna see it
And Bullet
again."
Train was like a what was that, like a Friday night thing?
Friday night,
Yeah.
8:15.
Cool, cool, cool.
with the of course customary 20 minutes of trailers at
Right,
AMC.
right, right.
So the movie really started like 8:35.
And Nicole?
Movies and Nicole, Anna Nicole,
Okay,
got to
cool,
give her
cool.
her due. Movie is 2 hours at least.
Okay. So we're talking like 10:30, 10:45. It's over. And
Roughly.
then you
We
still
got
gotta get
home.
home.
We started the movie after 11. We started Prey
Okay.
after 11.
Okay. Now, to be fair, Prey is not too long, but when you're starting it that late, yeah.
Yes, because I watched Bullet Train after my being at work for 9 hours.
Right.
So
Oof.
that's fun. So yeah, a few minutes in, I thought this is going to be dope. And then a few minutes later, I thought, "Oh no, I'm sleepy."
Oh no.
And in addition to, the general day,
Mhm.
if I have to do a double feature, I hate doing the more, not to say more fun as in better, but just,
No,
more
sure.
fun, like
Yeah.
energetic, hyped
Mhm,
up.
mhm,
I
mhm.
hate to do that first because then I got to
Mm,
bring myself down.
right.
And I
You do
think
step down a level.
if I had watched Prey first, then even if I was tired going into Bullet Train, the movie is such a speed trip,
Mhm.
it would have got me through it. So I was fighting for my life trying to stay awake through the
Oh
movie.
my god.
But I watched it again today because I didn't.
Okay,
I,
okay.
I
Yeah.
like I can't review
That's
this
probably
movie.
for the best.
I can't. It's not super convoluted or
No.
complex. The story's pretty simple. Hey, nigga coming.
Not even, though. Like, it's really more, "Hey, niggas out there.
Yeah,
She's coming," like, aggressively.
yeah, niggas here, and she's like, all right, time to hunt. But yeah, I rewatched it today while I was awake, and it's really good.
Mhm.
I like it a lot. I liked it last night, and it's funny because I watched it, I fought my way through it, and then the credits rolled, and
Yeah.
Kayla was like, "That was really good. I like that movie a lot."
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I feel like I did too. Maybe I feel like I would. I don't. I didn't
Oh,
dislike it.
jeez.
Obviously, everything
Mhm.
that I was cognizant for, I was like, "This is good.
Yeah.
It's like good story, good movie."
Yeah.
That was cool. But man, I was trying not to fall asleep.
Why didn't you just go to bed and then watch it today? Like, bruh.
So shout out to my pops. He was doing
Mm.
back to school drive. He's giving away backpacks to the community because
Oh,
he's the best
nice.
dude in the world.
Yeah.
So that was scheduled to be from 9 to 3 today.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Yeah, so I thought I don't have time to watch it tomorrow. I was dreading watching this movie at 11 o'clock at night, but I was like, I don't have another option. So I watched it. I got up. I went to that. Left a little early because it turns out he had more support than he thought he need. Not than he thought he
Oh,
needed, but than he
excellent.
anticipated. Yeah. So shout out to Darden Law and Leadership Academy in Pasadena. If you need some leadership and some academy, it's really cool. It's a really cool thing that my dad does because he's like the dad from Static Shock and all those movies and TV shows where the black protagonist has a father who's like taking care of the community and fixing
Mm.
everything. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's my dad.
Nice.
But yeah, I got home early. I watched the movie again, and I knew I needed to because you know me, I'm not the guy who cares what movie critics say or think.
Mhm. Mhm.
But everything I saw was like, oh, this is how you do a Predator movie. It's the
Mhm.
best Predator movie in 30 years. Man, this movie's great. If you didn't see it and you didn't like it, you are wrong. Watch the movie. It's fantastic. Everybody needs to love this movie. And I thought, normally, if I watch a movie and I don't really line up with that, I just think, okay, I don't care. But
Mhm.
I thought, I was very sleepy. I may have
Right.
missed some things,
Mhm.
and I did. But I've been talking a lot. What do you think of the movie?
Cinema. Like,
It
straight up, someone called Martin Scorsese, like, "This is cinema." Oh my god, this movie fucking rocked. Like,
was really good.
it was so good, and it's, like, upsetting how simple it is, but how good it is, despite that. Like, this is, like, the simplest story. There's a thing out there, go hunt it. That's it.
I love
That's
it.
the story. It doesn't get any deeper than that. There's no surprise twist of, like, "Wait, but actually" no. There's
Right.
a thing. It's killing people. Go kill
Right.
it. Amazing.
Yeah, kill
Just
this thing
like
before it kills you. Like dead.
like there was one scene in particular, which I'll be vague about, but like the main character is like distracting it, and then someone else does something from a horse where
Oh
I like
yeah,
actually cheered out loud.
yeah.
Like, that was so cool. It's
There's
like,
some really
oh
cool scenes.
man, this movie was
Um,
just so much fun.
they did such a good job with it, and they did everything really well. I love the way that Naru learns over the course of the movie different things about it.
Hmm.
And I love the way that we get to see that. Like we get to see when it uses a certain thing and she kind of notices, okay, that's how that's used. Or
Hmm.
it does something to an animal and she thinks, okay, this is why it would do this. And it reminded me of Nope, actually, how OJ was learning about the
Mm.
alien. over the
Oh,
course of the
okay, yeah,
movie, and
yeah.
it was like, okay, it's being territorial. Don't look it in the eyes.
Mhm.
Put that big ass camera away. Various things like that. She was a really dope protagonist. Amber Mid Thunder did her thing.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the dog, Saudi. Love that dog.
Yo.
Even though there were so many times when I looked up and was thinking, "Where's the dog?"
Right? Sometimes he
Which
just
is
dipped.
it was just
Like, there's a
leave.
whole sequence where she's, like, fighting for her life against the elements, not even against the predator, and the dog is just gone.
I'm like, where's the? Did it go home?
Right?
Uh, the big brother Tabe, I love him.
Mhm.
He's very dope. He is, I want the best for you type, but he's not in a super condescending way.
Mhm.
Like when she shows up on the hunt and she wasn't invited to,
Yeah.
and they're all like, "We don't need a girl, we don't need a cook." Third sexist thing.
Yep.
And he tells them to let her stay. He's like, yo, he bigs up her skills. He's like, she's good with medicine. She's great at tracking. She should
Mhm.
stay with us. But not in like a really antagonistic way. Like, oh, I'll fight all y'all. It was just like, hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
logically, she should be here. And he doesn't really get into it with anybody. He's just a great dude. Love that guy.
Yeah, he's real good.
Yeah. And then the one point when he's kind of telling her, I don't know if you built for this, he has great reason to
That's the
after what had just
thing.
happened.
Yeah, like, that conversation, I was like, I don't know, like, I get it, though, like, I don't wanna be on his side, obviously, but, like, at the same time, like, no, from what he saw, like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and
like
I feel like the movie, seeing everything from her side, like she's talking to her mom. She's like, "Why do you want to be a hunter?" She's like, "Because you all think I can't." Oh, got you, mom. And then you have a scene like that, and I feel like we're supposed to feel, "Nah, man, you're wrong. She can do this." But it's like, bro, said to carry your concussed ass home.
right?
Like, I don't want you to die out here.
Well, it's also, like, there's that, and then there's the scene with the mud, which, like, that's not her fault,
No,
but girl, that's why you go in at least a pair.
right?
Like, come on,
You
because
could
your dog
easily have
just
just died.
left town, so
The
what you
dog was
gonna do?
like, "All right, y'all be good. I'll see y'all later." Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of thoughts on the movie. It's very good. They did everything well
Yeah, and, like, I haven't seen many of the I think the only other Predator movie I've seen is the recent one. It was, like,
with Sterling K. Brown.
2018? Yeah, and
Mhm.
that was, like I saw it, and I immediately forgot it. I couldn't tell you anything about that movie. But, like, this one, it was just really interesting and, like, I don't know, I think I like if you're gonna do action, I like it more when it feels a bit more, like, personal and dire, so it's not just like, "These
Mm,
people over here have guns, and these people over here have guns."
okay.
And so, like, the imbalance between, like, the abilities and stuff was really cool.
Right.
Though, I mean, she did kind of the other scene I cheered for was, like, you see her training and, like, she makes a new sort of weapon, and it's like, "Oh.
Oh, that
Oh,
was
no,
dope.
this is the dopest shit I've ever seen."
That was really dope. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
She's freaking Batman. Shout out to Sarah Schachner, who did the music. She was a composer.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, that music was
She
good.
did that the one that plays might be the main one. I don't know. I was sleepy. But then I wasn't. It's fine. But when the credits start and it's like that dun, 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 and it has that like
Mhm.
alien noise kind of in the background. I guess predator
Yeah,
noise.
yeah, yeah.
Rights reserved or copyright, whatever.
Yeah.
Wah, wah. Ooh, okay, Sarah, do your thing. My cinema side wishes I could have seen this in the theater because it looks
Ooh,
really good.
yup.
But my broke side is glad I could just peep it on Hulu one time for the hood because I'm on my couch right now and I got an hour and a half. Let me cut this on. Don't need to buy tickets or do anything. And I love that for me.
Also, like every other movie in existence now, it does technically have a credit scene, which is like, alright.
Kind of.
Technically, at the end, that counts as new content.
Okay. Because
So
it's like the end of the like artistic credits, but before like the
mhm,
regular scroll.
yeah,
Because I heard that there was something at the end. And
mhm,
last night when I was waking up, I started fast forwarding through the credits because I heard there was something at the end of the credits.
mhm,
And then there was nothing. It said Hulu original. Because I'd already seen that thing that happens in the drawing.
mm,
And I thought, oh, that's what they were talking about. But that was cool. That was cool.
yeah,
The Predator's always been one of my favorite just things in movie. Like
mm,
the creature design
sure.
has always been super
It's
dope.
so cool.
Dreadhead nigga, got the mask,
And I don't know, has it always
mad
had
guns.
that mask?
Not that
Has it
mask, but it always wears a mask.
Because that mask was dope as
It
hell.
was really cool. Okay, it fits with the vibe of the movie.
Mhm.
Question for you:
Answer for you.
you watched it on Hulu, like we
I
all
did.
did. Did you watch with subtitles?
I did.
Okay, so when she gets to the trap house
Yes.
with the Sacre Bleu people,
Mhm.
were your subtitles in French when they were speaking
Yes, they
French?
were. Every single
Okay,
thing.
Why?
And I got maybe one sentence. I was like, okay, I know what they said there, but I didn't get anything else.
Yeah, when he called
Yeah,
her a savage and was like, "Salah!" And I was like,
right. Or when
"Okay,
it was
got it."
like something about you're gonna die now. Like, okay, that was pretty obvious. He's holding a gun. He's about to shoot you. Fine. But like, yeah, no. Every single thing they said was subtitled in French, and
And
I
I
was
was like,
like,
"This
oh,
isn't."
well, okay.
And it's funny because I typically watch things in English with English subtitles. That's just how I
Hmm.
watch it. But that's not what subtitles are really for when you're speaking French. Like the movie's in English. If they're speaking French, I would like to read it in English.
It's funny because, I was watching the movie and the way they get introduced is it says like people chattering in French. And I
Hmm.
saw that subtitle and I was like, wait, no, that's probably not. What are you talking? Like, did someone mistype here? And then they showed up and I was like, oh no, we just suddenly have French people. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to know anything that they're saying.
So I saw that and I was like blinking through my sleepy eyes. Did I miss something? Like people chattering. Did I fall asleep? What happened? And then, the trap niggas show up. But I loved all the creative ways that the Predator kills the croissant crew, as I'm calling them right now.
Jesus. The baguette bunch.
Yeah, it was just so dope seeing
Ooh,
that
the
scene.
Brie
And
Brigade. I'll just keep going.
oh yeah, I got plenty. I got a whole list. Like the scene from the trailer, the shot I really love when it tries to hatch it. When he
Hmm.
tries to hatch the Predator, he catches it, flips it, and gets back at him. Like,
Yeah.
oh, got your ass. But yeah, that scene was dope. But yeah, good movie. Good movie. Prey, Predators, killing. I recommend
Yeah.
if you like the Predator movies, I guess this is probably what you like. It comes, it kills people. Will it kill all the people? That's what we're here to find out. Other than that,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who to recommend it to other than people who like that type of
Well,
movie.
see, that's the thing, right? Like, it's a Predator movie. You know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So, like, if that appeals to you, go see it. If it doesn't, all right, you don't have to pay anything for it anyway. Maybe see it anyway. It's
Hmm.
also an hour and 40 minutes. Like, it's not gonna
Yeah.
take up too much of your day.
That's what made me decide I could just rewatch this real quick while I do my laundry.
Hmm.
Sacre bleu. All right. Colin, do you have a what you're watching?
I do not.
That's fine. I was gonna try to pull one out of you, but we went over time for both those things because that's what we do.
Yeah.
So it's fine. But speaking of our indigenous homies, I watched the first 2 episodes of Reservation Dogs season 2.
Ooh, how was that?
It was cool. So the show is created by Sterling Harjo and Taika Waititi. As we know, it stars Kay Devery Jacobs, DeFera Wunatai, Lane Factor, Paulina Alexis. As we know, IMDb summary says comedy series about 4 Native American teenagers growing up on a reservation in eastern Oklahoma. That is the one from season 1. I don't know if they've changed it because I didn't go back and look. But if you saw season 1, old girl dipped off with old girl, so she's not
Yeah.
with the homies right now. Yeah, it's cool. I'm not so far. I'm not loving it as much as season 1,
Okay.
which it's only 2 episodes, so I'm not gonna
Do you
the
know how
show's falling
many
off.
the season's gonna have?
I think 10. I know last season was
Okay.
8, and I think when I looked on Wikipedia it said 10 for this season. Which cool. It's just I really like their group dynamic in season 1,
Yeah.
and it's kind of fractured, obviously, because
Mm-hmm.
Elora, I think is her name.
Laura, yeah.
Yeah, she was like, "I see y'all," like the dog in freaking Prey.
Yep.
So yeah, that dynamic isn't really there, and Bear is going through his whole thing, figuring stuff out. We keep getting the situations where they have awkward interactions with white people.
Huh. Okay.
For me, both of these interactions start funny, but then just linger too long.
Okay.
And that's the thing about a show that's a lot of comedy is if the jokes aren't hitting for me, then what am I here for? Like
Good
obviously
point.
this show has more than that. Like if you've seen season 1,
Hmm.
there's a lot to be experienced with this show. But it's kind of the reason why I don't like Everything Everywhere All at Once as much as everyone else does, because so much of that movie is comedy, and
Okay.
so much of that comedy didn't really hit for me.
Mm.
But in terms of the family trauma and the dynamics and the messages and all that stuff, I was like, this is
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
But then you keep trying to make me laugh and
Yeah.
not making me laugh, so I'm not
There
really
are
enjoying that.
few things as disappointing as like I know that was a joke and I know you were trying to make me laugh and it didn't hit for me. Just
Right.
like, oh man.
And I don't want to say that that's my experience watching the whole show, because I
Mhm.
was laughing at a good amount of stuff in these first 2 episodes. I think the show's
Okay.
still good. It's just not hitting me like season 1 did so far. But obviously,
Gotcha.
I got like 8 more episodes. But
Okay.
yeah, it's only been 2 episodes, so I don't have a whole lot to say about it. Just everybody's still acting well. It's still cool. Shout out to Dallas Goldtooth.
That's a dope name.
It's such a dope name. I want to work that. Like I want that to be my stage name for something. I don't know what, but
You
my
might
name
get
is
sued
Dallas.
though.
Yeah, probably.
You could probably try to figure out something else though. I mean,
It's just my name is Dallas. Like I should be Dallas.
yeah, you need to fight him for it.
I think I'll fight him for it. Anyway, that's Reservation Dogs. It's on Hulu. It's on FX. No, maybe not FX. I don't know. Watch it on Hulu. Res Dogs season 2 every Wednesday. Podcast news. We got some news. Colin doesn't know what's on the news because Colin don't be looking at the news.
Yep.
All right. First things first. Trailer tracking. Joker
Okay.
2. We got a teaser, kind of.
Oh,
It's really just Joaquin Phoenix, Lady Gaga, Joker 2.
cool.
So yeah, now we know Joker 2 has Lady Gaga in it.
Well, we
Officially.
knew that, didn't we? Or was that rumored?
I think it was she's in talks to be in,
Okay,
in
cool.
Joker 2. And then
Yeah,
now
see,
it's
that's the thing is
official.
like we've gotten to a point now with film and TV news where if a rumor happens, I tend to believe it just because eventually a few months later it's like, yeah, that actually happened. And it's
Yeah,
like,
once
oh,
it gets
okay, cool.
picked up by all the Variety, Deadline,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Hollywood
yeah.
Reporter discussing film, shout out to Andrew. It's just, okay, this is probably happening. But yeah, it's a musical. It's Joker. I liked the first Joker. I thought it was really good. Obviously, it's not a fun movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know what to expect from a musical version of that. Obviously, it's going to be different. Lady Gaga's in it, presumably playing Harley Quinn. And I'm just thinking, Harley Quinn is probably one of the most fun characters that DC has. And this is probably the least fun movie they've ever made. So,
Well,
what are you going to do to make that work? Like, obviously, the story can work.
yeah.
They can change the character. They can adapt the character the way they adapted Joker. Like, Joker's fun in the cartoons. But, you know, when you want to ground him in the dire
Just a sad man.
realism. Exactly. It's just depressing. And it's like, oh, okay, we're going to get a double scoop of depressing with Harley as well.
Yeah, because the thing is, like Joker in other forms, he has this like energy and this charisma that I could see you being intrigued by if you're, you know, a psychiatrist treating him. This is a sad man. Like this man just needs help. Like
It's just
what you
a
gonna
sad
do?
man. I don't know. That might change the story of how they're
Maybe,
meet
yeah.
cute or whatever. We'll see. I don't know. She's crazy too, so maybe he doesn't need to be charming.
Yeah, maybe not.
But yeah, that's Joker. Moving on to black stuff. Atlanta. We got a new trailer for the last season. I'm excited. I'm sad. It's ending. I'm upset. But the trailer's great. Like it's back to seasons 1 and 2. We're in Atlanta. Weird shenanigans are happening. ATL niggadry's afoot. Like they're little hood niggas trying to sell Earn a water bottle.
What?
These kids climbing on his car, like
Ice water $1.
he's like, yo, last time we did this.
You guys gave me room temp water and charged me extra because it was sunny in Atlanta.
And the kid was like, ice water bad for you anyway. It's just like, I was at trailer, I was like, yes, this season I feel like it's gonna be everything I wanted last season to be. Because last season took
I
some
feel
turns.
like you'd want the last season of the show to be sort of a return to form.
Yeah. And I feel like they're gonna do that and they're gonna do it well. And then they cut back to those kids and they're freestyle rapping on his car. Like the kids are like making a beat on the window. And he's like, get off my car. I'm so excited. But yeah, Atlanta. That's on FX. Speaking of FX, Archer, season 13.
Jesus.
They've done so many. Oh man, this show has been consistently good for a dozen seasons. And this trailer just looks like more of the same. So I'm definitely going to watch it. It comes out in like 18 days because they just wanted to spring it on us.
The whole thing or?
No. It starts.
Oh, okay.
It's week to week, which thank the Lord because I have too many shows to watch, especially in August. I don't know what you guys are doing. Yeah, it's a great show. I like it.
It's your month. You're going to get shows. That's how it works.
Right. Thank you, everybody, for trying to kill me with all this content. But yeah, Archer looks great. It's always great. The trailer's great. Archer. That's all the trailers. To the news, the real news. The reason that it's not the reason we're here. I don't know why I said that. Warner Bros. Discovery. They're doing a whole lot over there.
Yeah. It's like
why? We're not sure.
This is one of those things where it's like from a basic level of you tell me that these companies have merged and are plotting new blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't give a single fuck. But at the same time, also I gotta give many fucks because I don't understand what they're doing. And it's like I mean, do you want to get into anything specific or is it that just the general topic of just like they're doing a bunch of shit?
Well, the article I linked in the news thing that you didn't read says everything we know about the future of Warner Bros. Discovery. I'm not getting into all that. But, the big one is they canceled Batgirl
Yeah.
despite it being pretty much done.
Yeah, I think they still need to edit it a little bit or someone, I don't know, but they'd spent the 90 million on it. Like,
Yeah, and I guess the Davey Z, the new head of Warner Brothers or whatever, is saying, "Yo, we only want to do big movies, theaters. We're doing big. No streaming services. If it's not big, we don't want it. Big movies." And like 90 Day Fiance or whatever.
which is funny to me because, that was the point I kind of. Now, when you say big, what exactly do you mean?
From what I gather, the reports are saying, like the Shazams, the Man of Steel, the Justice
Like
League.
spectacle?
Yeah, big
See,
box
that's
office
the
movies gonna
thing
make us a lot
that
of
I
money at the
don't quite
box office.
understand. Because then you tell me, but Joker 2 is still going ahead. And I'm like, is he going to destroy the world? Like, Joker 1 is Joker is a very small story.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Joker 2 may not be, but I don't know. It seems weird to me that, like, I guess because I was going to say because that's a Batman thing, but so is Batgirl. So that didn't work.
Yeah, that's also bad. It's really, Joker made so much money. If he
Oh, okay.
canceled Joker 2, he would be shot. Like Warner Brothers
Oh,
Discovery.
well, I mean, obviously,
Yeah,
if
like the
someone's going to
people.
cape to that movie, that's literally what they're going to do.
Exactly. But I guess he doesn't have a boss over there. I don't know. Businesses, rich people, whoever he answers to, if anyone, would not let him do that. The board wouldn't let him do that. He'd be ousted. Like, you can't cancel the sequel to $1 billion movie.
Hmm.
It's just not done. But also, yeah, I don't know why he would. Just let us have Batgirl, bro.
Right, like, it's already mostly done. Just put it out on a streaming service, let people enjoy it, like, and then you can,
decide
whatever, move on.
to not do that anymore after you put out the ones you made already.
That's the thing, like, people put in the time, people put in the effort. I know that you, as the super rich dude, don't care, and that's fine, you're terrible, but, like, you should care. Like, they made the product is almost completely made.
Mm-hmm.
Just let them finish it, put it out, and then go, "Cool, so we tried that, I don't like it, now we're not gonna do that." Like,
Right. Just, all right, this is what we did. Moving on. We're doing something else. Now we're the 90 Day Fiance universe is where we're going to
the
focus.
fact that because I saw that in the, like, there was an image of, like,
Yeah.
these are the different franchises, and I saw 90 Day Fiance Universe, and for a second I was like, okay, maybe there is a show called 90 Day Fiance Universe that, like, branched off of 90 Day Fiance but became so big that that's the one they're continuing. And then I looked it up and saw that there were 18 spin-offs of 90 Day Fiance, and
I don't even understand.
I would like to personally fight Kevin Feige because really this is his fault. He said Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now everybody wants a universe. Like, the fuck is the 90 Day Fiance universe?
He
What's the
couldn't have
Avengers of that?
known that niggas were just gonna start making universes out of reality shows. Like, we're adapting a universe. We're adapting comic books, and there are too many comic books, and that lends itself to a cinematic universe. You didn't know people were gonna be like, "Oh, that show where you get married in 3 months or whatever." I haven't seen the show.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, Demi is furious. She is somewhere seething right now.
Oh yeah, she's real mad.
She will not ever forgive them.
Which, like, I kind of understand from her perspective. I mean, if I'm at my wedding and I find out that this movie that I've been, putting my all into, literally, like, right before I left, probably got canceled. Like,
That was really bad.
bruh.
But also to clarify, Demi didn't make this movie and then it got canceled at her
No,
wedding.
yeah, sorry.
Because you said from her perspective and then you kind of switched to the director's
That's fair.
perspective.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a messed up thing to do to Ideal and or
Yeah,
Bilal.
I mean,
don't
like,
remember which one
I'm
was doing
not a film person. So,
Mhm.
the whole concept of, like, the mid-budget movie, something, I don't know what that means. But, like,
Oh, you
yeah,
can't say that because now Demi's gonna listen to the episode and then she's be like, "Oh man, you guys really botched that topic."
except that we're not botching it if we don't come at it from the same direct. Run up to me. Anyway. Yeah, like, I don't know. It just feels really mean to everybody involved to say, hey, this thing that you've been working really hard on and is almost done is now never going to see the light of day.
Yeah, that's rough. It's real rough.
And also, I guess from a money perspective, I don't understand it because in theory, if you put it out, you're going to get some money back. You're getting no money back if you don't put it out. So why is that the better business decision? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I don't get it, man. Davey Z, I don't know what your plan is. Also, maybe the DCE was resetting. Maybe
Okay,
it's
I
not.
think he said they have a 10-year plan, which they said like 20 years ago, and that didn't fucking happen. So I don't. He said there's a. What was the? He used a certain term.
Brand, regrow the brand, protect the
It was
brand.
something like a refresh or something like that. That basically makes it sound like they might switch things up. Which in some cases, like, can we recast the Flash just for everyone's safety?
I think we have to. There's no way that they can be in whatever comes next.
I can't imagine.
The headlines are just, they're Mad Libs at this point. Enter a place, enter an illegal act. Ezra Miller reported to illegal act in insert place here. I'm worried.
Like, oh my god, you're not wrong. But I just like, well, no. See, the thing is, what does that even mean? Because if we're rebooting things or whatever, does
Mhm.
that mean does Robert Pattinson go out the window or is he fine? Is
Well, he
Michael
wasn't
Keaton
part of the
actually?
DCEU anyway.
What the fuck? What is he? What is that?
He's just a sad Batman.
Wait, what's the E?
The E is extended.
It doesn't extend to Robert Pattinson?
No, not him.
He's
Extended
something else.
just before we get to Pattinson and Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay.
All the people you've seen in movies together.
Oh, so like the Justice League motherfucker.
Yeah, them. All of them. That's their universe. They're extended.
Okay.
It
And
extends to them.
right. But I just like don't reset it. Like just have confidence in what you have. Like the first Wonder Woman slapped. Second one, not so much. But you know what? That's okay. Like you don't have
Yeah.
to throw it away. Aquaman was fun. Just let these people do what they want to do, and you know that people will see it. You know it will make money. That's not a question.
Yeah. Just put the movies out, man. And stop trying to throw the 90 Day Fiance at us. We don't
Yeah,
care.
it's just like I understand that these decisions are made based on money and what you think will make money, and that's
Mhm.
ultimately what matters the most. But it's like, but at the same time, I wish there were consideration for the like thousands of people who this is their jobs and like this is
Right.
the art that they're making, and then to like shuffle that around like chess pieces is really rude.
Man. And you guys already have so much money. You bought Warner Brothers. You have a lot of money. Wealthy people. They ruin everything. Anyway, speaking of streaming services, Days of Our Lives is on Peacock now for some reason. Or, it will be.
And not on TV anymore.
It won't be anymore.
What are
And-
the Life Alert crowd gonna do?
And that's I don't care about this show. To be
Life
honest,
Alert
I
about to
wasn't
be
even sure.
busy. They gonna get calls left and right. Like,
Oh, yeah.
people be dying.
Once Peacock starts buffering or whatever, it's going to be a whole lot of heart attacks. This show's been on NBC for 57 years, apparently.
No.
Now,
With new
listeners,
episodes?
every day, I believe.
That's impossible.
Colin, there
You
are
can't do
14.
that.
There are 14,000
No.
episodes of this show.
Okay, but they must take breaks, right? Like, how do you?
maybe?
You can't physically. I don't think you could do the turnaround on that. Like, obviously, there's been a lot of talk recently about like VFX artists and people that want to work for Marvel, but like, what about the people who get trapped in the dungeon of Days of Our Lives? Like, why aren't we talking about them?
They eventually escape.
Or they die.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they're on season 57, according to Google, an episode.
They have seasons?
Season 57. The last one listed is season 57, episode 214. And it comes out, I think it's every weekday.
Oh my
So
god.
one coming out August 8th, one came out August 5th, August 4th, August 3rd, August 2nd.
I don't. And these are new episodes.
I assume.
They
have new names? Yes, they've been doing this every day for 57 years, taking weekends off like the rest of us. Audience, listen to me. Think about this. Think about the oldest person you know personally. Don't include your parents. Don't include your grandparents. Like anybody you met through your parents or grandparents, don't include them. The person you're thinking of is probably not alive when this show first came on NBC.
Does it count if... Wait, okay, you said so the people I know through my parents don't count.
Right.
What
would you
about,
know
like,
this
if
person
I-
outside of your parents?
What about if I knew them, like, know them through my partner? Does that count?
Are they their parents?
Step parent.
Doesn't count. Any parents
Doesn't
are off
count.
the table.
Okay.
Just no.
Then I don't.
The show is
I
older
don't.
than everyone we know, Colin. And it's been on the same place for this long. Why would they think this is the audience that we need to take to Peacock? Like the reason they watch this show is because they don't do they don't go to work
Yeah, I'm
or
sorry.
school.
You think that Ethel is going to learn how to use a computer and get a subscription to this thing. She's going to open it and have a heart attack because of all the different colors and pictures and all the, like, no.
Just let the old people watch their show on TV. They were there when TV was invented,
Right?
and
Like,
they don't need to see it die. Like,
also, like, they're old people, right? Like, they're used to a certain routine, and it's like, okay, you turn on the TV, you go to channel 25, and there's Days of Our Lives at 3 p.m., right? And
exactly.
now it's gonna be like, what happened? Also, from what I understand, it's a soap opera, so I imagine it's pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
You know, they gotta. What if season 57 ends with like someone's twin brother coming back from the dead to steal their baby or whatever? You know, and it's like, and then they can't figure out how to watch the rest of it. Like, they're never
Yeah,
gonna know
it's insane.
peace.
They're never gonna know peace, and they're super old. So, they don't have a lot of time to figure it out. Yeah, this is a weird one. Streaming has gone too far.
Yeah, I just like it. You know, because I think you were the one who shared that in our group chat, and
Mhm.
I think what you captioned it was the death of TV is looming, and it's like, yeah, that's what this kind of feels like, and I don't understand why.
Yeah,
Like, I guess because it makes more sense if we as the company can get your money directly. Like,
maybe
you
I
just
don't.
directly fork over your $5 a month. But like, I don't.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason everything has moved to streaming from a like business standpoint. I'm sure there is because everyone has a streaming service
Mm-hmm.
and they're all merging and putting universes up for reality shows and they're male skewed or female skewed. You lean back, you lean in, you watch the shows. It's scripted, it's
Right.
unscripted. We don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
I
But yeah,
mean, sorry to all the Days of Our Lives fans on there. Hope you can make the transition.
have your grandkids help you out.
Oh man.
Anyway, moving on to different opinions. We have comments. First one is on Facebook. It is from Brennan, and it is on post 192. Nope, the Gray Man, and why people see movies.
Hmm.
I like that title to me. If you're listening, I know you're
Yeah,
listening
that's a
because you
good one.
edit these. Comment was made me glad the set I was on with Chimps didn't go poorly. I didn't know Brennan had worked with Chimps. Shout out, Brennan.
Right.
We know you from ArcLight Gang. But yeah, I'm glad it didn't tear you up because these things are terrifying.
Right. Like that that's the whole storyline in Nope. Like, was just, all right, this is intense.
It
Like,
was a
it was
whole lot.
honestly like some of the most intense imagery of like the whole movie.
It definitely
Like,
was for me because it was grounded in a way that, whether or not you believe in aliens in different forms, like, yeah,
mhm,
is there life out there? Probably.
mhm,
But, that doesn't mean that you think the giant saucer curtain
right.
monster is going to eat you. But a chimp just attacking people is a thing that can and has happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was terrifying. But yeah, Brennan, glad you didn't die. Moving on. YouTube, we have a comment on episode 194. Vengeance, not okay. And the return of Batfleck. I wasn't here for that. But Gabby was. She talked about the Gray Man without me.
Yep. She did mention that she was sad to talk
Yes,
about it without you.
she did. And I forgive you, Gabby. The comment is from MI6 UK, which is interesting.
Ooh.
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Hmm.
Like, who did we upset? Okay.
It's funny because they're talking about the spy movie. Comment says, it comes as no surprise that reviews of The Gray Man are mixed, but if you like the intermittently fast and furious pace of Bill Fairclough's epic fact-based spy novel Beyond Encryption in the Burlington Files series, and you will love Anthony Russo's The Gray Man and vice versa. They both make parts of Robert Ludlum's Jason Bourne series look like slow horses. The Gray Man is about a renegade CIA agent on the run and stars Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans. It's based on Mark Greeny's debut novel of the same name. Fairclough's factual standalone thriller Beyond Encryption is about a real-life MI6 agent on the run from international organized crime gangs, and Hades Tonton Makul from London to Nassau to Port-au-Prince to Miami. The Gray Man and Burlington Files are both must for espionage aficionados. The difference between them is that the Burlington Files series has mainly had 5-star reviews. It's factual, full of real characters, and was written for espionage cognoscenti. I don't know. I don't speak Italian.
Connoisseurs?
I would think that, but no.
Oh, it's like
Cognoscenti.
okay.
Never seen that word. Yes, Colin, all of that was in one comment on YouTube that we got.
Yo, MI6 UK, do you want to be on the podcast? Like, you have thoughts. Like, oh my god, that was so in depth.
I love it. It's so. That's the most in just It's the most comment we've ever had.
Yeah, and like so passionate and like I know my stuff, you know?
It's a review. Like he left a review for a couple
Yeah.
different things. I kind of got
And made
lost in there.
recommendations like
Right, the novel, another novel, The Gray Man. But yeah, thanks.
yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you for the review. As soon as I saw the length of that comment, I thought I have to read this out loud on the podcast.
Yeah, I could tell it was gonna be a long one because you like prepared for that.
Yes, that's different opinions. We did the thing. Also, we don't have an indifferent opinions segment because Colin talked on the thing.
Yeah.
Look at that. The secret
I felt
is
like
me.
I had to this time.
Yes.
Like otherwise.
Who else was gonna do it? Just me talking to myself. The secret is get rid of the women, and Colin will.
Oh my
We'll
god,
open
that's
up.
not no.
We're not calling that joke back.
That's not. Mm.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, fine. Anyway, we're done. Audience, thank you for listening to all of that fun stuff. Joining us for the Boys podcast. The boys are back in town. Manly men, 2.5 men.
Oh man, I should watch The Boys, and then we should review it.
Right, just
the
us.
two of us.
Boys are back in town.
Honestly, I might give it a try one of these days. I know I will instantly regret it, but
I don't think you should.
yeah.
It's a really good show, but I don't want to recommend it to people.
Everything I hear about it from you, or I think Gabby watches it, is
No,
like
Demi watches it.
to me, that's it. Is like, oh, that sounds disgusting. I don't want anything to do with that. But then I see people going like, oh, this is the best show ever. Like it's doing such great social commentary. And I'm like, maybe, but I don't know.
I don't think you vibe with it. But also, I didn't think that you would be so very into horror content, and yet
That's
are.
That's not true. I'm into a few horror projects, but I'm not like super. Don't say that.
Yeah, that's what I said. Thank you, Crown Digital, Brandon and I, for putting us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. To me, thank you for editing and putting us on YouTube. Colin, thank you for coming through to our first episode with just me and you, one-on-one, the boys, the dudes, the guys, the men, around.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, thanks. This was fun. I like this. We should do this more often.
Yeah.
Gabby, you're uninvited to the rest of the podcast.
I'm
just kidding.
But I mean, if like, to me and Gabby, like if you can't make it, like obviously we can carry an episode. So
exactly. I think this was a good one. I like this. This was fun.
Yeah.
I also like when they're here because it's starting to sound like I don't, but I really enjoy all of us being here together as a podcast family, as a pod, if you will. I think that's what you call like a family of gorillas or something.
Dolphins, I think.
That makes more sense. None of this is important. Anyway, audience, what do you think of Bullet Train? What about Prey? Did you like our first episode brought to you by testosterone? Let us know in the comments or hit us on Twitter at y'all_different, Instagram and Tumblr at Creative Differences Podcast, or Facebook.com/Creative Differences PC. If you want to talk to me about Bullet Train and how fun it was and how great it is and how Zazie should have been in it more, find me on Twitter and or Instagram at a king named Simba.
If you want to talk to me about how Martin Scorsese is just wrong. Like, first of all, 3-hour movie, stop it. Second of all, this is anyway. You can find me on Twitter at Duck McGuck.
That came out of nowhere. Why is Scorsese catching strays?
Because he's the cinema man.
He hasn't said anything about this movie, I don't think.
No, he hasn't, but I just feel like he would watch it and turn his nose up at it.
I don't know. It's hard. Like, I know he doesn't like comic movies. Also, yes, he is wrong. But yeah, I don't know if he would have anything to say about Bray. It doesn't matter. He's old and we don't care. Anyway, you can find Gabby on Twitter at Running Trains, all one word, capital R, capital T, Running Trains.
Yes.
If you want to find Demi, just say Batgirl into your mirror 5 times and she'll appear to rant about Warner Brothers and their decisions. That's how you find us.
Oh, God, you're not wrong.
All right, it's been different. Deuces.
Bye.
All right, so Colin.
Yeah, what's up?
Question for you.
Uh-huh.
If you were running trains in Japan, what would your code name be?
Hold on. What trains am I running?
Bullet train.
Like, actually.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, that's the question, right? You said running trains. So do you mean, like, operating vehicles? Or...
kind of like, running through the train.
Oh, okay.
What else could I mean?
Well, Dallas, I think you know.